Home sweet home. Arch Madness. Dorsey, you there? Paging Dorsey.
I'm back, man.
Cool. Right on. What shirt you rocking? I think I saw the GNR there.
Guns,
Yeah.
but
I
not
got
just the normal guns. The
what do you got?
Tor shirt.
Oh, look at that.
There we go.
That's one of the stories I'm bringing, Dors. It's one of
Okay.
the stories I'm rocking the Pantera and then the Rock House koozie.
Did you see Pantera has a special edition, like
Yes.
social distancing shirt?
And it's going to a charity to help, I think, COVID-19. I don't know if it's, if it would be families that are or frontline people. I don't know what it was for, but I know it was for a charity. So that's cool, right?
Yeah.
That was
At
pretty
first
cool.
I saw it and I thought, is this a joke? And then I saw that it was legit and
Right.
there was a reason behind it. But would you get
So
one?
what's that?
Would you
No,
buy
no,
one?
no, no, no. And I was wondering the same thing as well. But then I saw Phil shared it, the official Pantera page shared it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is legit. And then I read more about it, and it, saw that it was charity based. So cool stuff. What's happening, man? How you doing? How's your stay at home?
Just hunkered down like everyone else, man. Just
Sounds good in Ohio, man. It sounds like we're making progress though. Just stay at home, people.
yeah, no
Right?
doubt.
So I think
I
we're
mean,
getting ahead of it. So hopefully.
I
So
agree. I agree.
we knew this would be a
Um,
tough week. So and next week as well. So hopefully things keep rocking here for us here in the Buckeye State. So where do you want to start, man? We were talking about this as we were texting this morning, and we're just going to kind of just like we do when we're at Outback or at the Lizard or wherever we are eating, right?
yeah,
City Barbecue. We should just give everybody a plug. We
yeah.
have,
Those are our
like,
main three, right?
have you
Those are our
noticed like
main
we have a
three.
day though for each one of those?
Yeah, well, Wednesday's always got to
Well,
be
that's
Wednesday.
walkabout. I mean, that's science.
Usually, Lizard's a Friday.
That's right. That's right. You're right, man.
Our only wild card is City. That kind of fluctuates.
It does. Because what's the bone? What's the bone
Bone in
day?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. So
Oh,
you
I'm
get
sorry, not bone in, rib bone Tuesday.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it
I don't
is.
know. That's a whole other special. So where are we gonna start, man? I'll let you go first. We're just gonna, like we do when we're out to eat, we're just gonna go back and forth. What's on your mind? What's on my mind? What stories you've got? What stories I've got?
Sure.
Go for it, man.
Well, not that I have a lot of free time between still trying to do the work gig from home and then
Yeah.
also, taking care of a 3-year-old. But in the little bit of spare time I've had, I've been reading up on some rock books. And I actually
What do you
finished
got?
this one today. I finished it.
Oh, that's the Dave Grohl book. Now, what's that
Yeah,
called?
it's
This
called
is a
This Is a
call.
Call, The Life and Times of Dave Grohl. And I recommend it for any Nirvana, any Foo Fighters, just Dave Grohl, actually any rock fan. I mean, you don't have to like the band to read the book. It's pretty good. Um, there's some interesting things in there. I mean, I think we knew how messy a lot of the Nirvana stuff was.
Right.
There are times in the Foo Fighters history that were pretty messy that I didn't know about.
Really?
And it talks about how Dave, because of what he went through with Nirvana, he was very protective of keeping a calm front. So even when there was messy, crazy stuff happening with the
Right.
Foo Fighters, from the outside, everything was hunky dory, man.
Oh, that's cool. He's a
Yeah.
pro, man. He's an
Yes.
absolute pro. Now, did you say books or book?
I said books, well, because I finished this one, and then I have this one that I'm
What do
going
you
to
got,
start
dude?
probably sometime tomorrow. And
Oh,
this is
look at
Bond,
that.
The Last Highway, the untold story of Bon Scott and AC/DC's Back in Black.
Look at that. He's got a battle vest like I do, Dorsey.
Yeah,
Look at that.
you got to wear it like that sometime.
I
No
don't know if I
shirt.
should wear mine shirtless or not. I don't know if I need to do that. Cool, man. But the Dave Grohl book is good. You know that Bon Scott's going to kick butt.
Yeah, I recommend it. I mean, for anybody, like I said, if you're just a rock and roll fan,
For
pick
sure,
it up.
man.
It's not that long of a read. It was 350 pages or something.
That's not too bad.
No.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, all right, my turn. My turn.
Sure, your turn.
All right. So now all these videos that we talked about it in the first Home Sweet Home, that some of these artists are doing different things during their isolation, right?
Mhm.
So there was a virtual video jam of Rush's YYZ with 3 heavy metal cats, and it was awesome. You had Alex Skolnick on guitar from Testament, right? You know what a huge fan of his
Yeah.
I am. And then Charlie Benante of Anthrax on drums, and then Rod Diaz of Suicidal Tendencies. And they did YYZ, and it is phenomenal in each person's home, right? So the way they timed it out, and you've got to be number one to have the Koulians to try Rush. You've got to be those three guys are top of the food chain musicians. So, but it was really cool to see, and I mean, it was really, really neat. So Skolnick, just a badass. We knew that. Charlie Benante, who I feel, as far as in the big four, the thrash scene there, I was thinking about this because I always consider Charlie one of the best drummers. I'd say Dave Lombardo of Slayer was the best out of that group, and then Charlie, and then maybe like Nick Menza. You know how much I love Lars, but I'm not throwing him into the mix when it comes to drummers in that scene. But Charlie, you saw it, didn't you, Doris?
I did. I saw a very little bit of it.
What'd you think, man?
Well, it's just insane because what I realized upon watching it is it looks so much more effortless when Rush is doing it.
Right?
You know what I mean?
No kidding, man.
Not that these guys are great and they were playing it, but when you watch them play, you're like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when you watch Rush do it, it just doesn't seem as difficult because that's how effortless.
Because they're aliens, Dorsey. Rush was aliens. I mean, that's a whole other ballgame. Now, here's something else with those three bands. So Testament, Anthrax, and Suicidal. Now, do you know what? Now, I love all three of those bands. Do you know what all three of them have in common with kind of recent? Well, we were going to see them at Sonic Temple.
That's right. They were going to
all
be
three
there.
of those bands, Dors. All three of those bands. So I'm sorry. That way to go, Arch.
No,
Debbie Downer. So what do you got, Dorsey?
Let me go here off on a little riff with you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is I don't know where this discussion's going to go. I'm just going to bring it up.
Okay.
But man, what's your hair plan here during this whole thing?
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'll share because I don't want to.
I haven't had a haircut in a year, Dorsey. You know I'm growing it. I'm trying to.
I just said here's the thing though. But anybody who knows you knows that you've had a long variety of haircuts. You're not afraid to try new things.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I had a mohawk before this.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum where I kind of keep it pretty much the same.
Yeah,
and my hair grows fast, okay?
And you count on those appointments too.
Oh,
I mean,
it's like every 2 weeks.
So what are you doing, man?
So I don't know.
It doesn't look bad, Doors.
My wife gave the son a haircut the other day, and it turned out okay.
That's the son. That's the son.
Well, I talked to her just a little bit ago, and I said, look, depending on how this whole thing shakes out, you might have to do the sides and back, but I'll let the top grow long here.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know. I mean,
she can't mess that up. She can't mess that up. You know, she's a good artist too, dude.
You're just gonna keep growing though.
Oh, me?
Going? Yeah.
With the hair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I haven't had a cut in a year, dude. Haven't had a cut in a year. So it's actually, I don't know. I was asked this before, and I don't know if you might want to Google this once we're done with Home Sweet Home, but I'm kind of going for like maybe Pepper Keenan of Corrosion of Conformity, like 98, 99. So he had it down to like I'll get it down to over my shoulders.
Okay.
So I'm sure the wife, as she's laying over there, she's just pleased as punch of that plan. But it's kind of a midlife I'm having too, Doris. I'm going to be 50 here in a couple years.
Yeah, but
for her to say like a year. So, but no.
But
so, yeah, I'm going to let it go.
But that's not a surprise. I mean, anyone who knows you switch it up when you feel like it. You're not afraid.
I'm like Cher, dude. I'm like Cher. I change outfits. I'm changing hairstyles. I'm like Madonna. I'm telling you, Doris. But dude, you're fine. But if that might look cool to have it. Not that we're gonna sit and talk about hair, Dorsey. But you know, get it off the sides there and let it kind of.
We'll see what happens.
Look at that, hippie. You're damn hippie, Dorsey. Now, does that count as
it.
one of your stories, or the hair, or you got another one?
Let me get another one. This shouldn't take us long.
I didn't know if you were going to count that as a story.
It was a random ramblings.
Mm-hmm.
I saw today that Tommy Lee says stadium tours on his plan. And this isn't just him blowing smoke. He's saying, no, look, I'm in touch with Nikki and the production people, and we talk every day.
Okay.
I mean, so there's hope, I think. Those first dates in June, they may have to like push them to the end and maybe get someone else to fill in for Def Leppard. But if they can push it back, fingers crossed, man, maybe these July dates for us here in Ohio might still happen.
And look, all right, not to be that guy, but I'm just going to throw this out there as well. And look, man, we're in the first part of April, so we've got some time here, okay? But once things all settle down, I mean, Okay, let's just say they say everything's all right. Let's just say they say everything's going to be okay in May. We're going to open everything back up. The shows, the crowds, everything's cool. Would you go?
I think
'Cause I mean, if it's a smaller outdoor show, I'm probably going to hit them. I plan on hitting them as soon as they open them up. But I'm wondering on a bigger scale, if I just don't know. I don't know, man. I hope so. And who knows? Like, I guess my point is, we'll see what happens. I mean, it could happen. I mean, it's far enough now. When are you seeing stuff? I'm seeing stuff getting canceled for May. First part of June. Are you
yeah,
seeing stuff?
I've seen some early June stuff.
Right.
I mean, because as of now, I still haven't seen any cancellations or postponements for the Big Hair Summer Tour, and that's June 10th down in Cincinnati.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope so.
But I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean,
I'm just saying, there's going to be some people that are hesitant, and I'm not saying I'm not going to be one of those people. I mean,
but it's not going to be as many as you think. Look at since this has been happening. I mean, you couldn't keep people out of bars and restaurants until the governor came in. He asked people. He said, "Hey, let's not do this." And couldn't listen.
And
so
that
then
weekend,
they had to force it. You know
dude,
what I mean?
I remember texting you. I'm like, "Are you looking on Facebook?" And everybody's out, and man, and it's like, no. Did you not? Anyway, you're right. Stay inside, people. Let's because we want to rock later on in the summer. So everybody just stay inside. All right.
Not to mention, you're gonna tell Motley Crue fans. I mean, you think Motley Crue fans, man, I was at Legend Valley, man. Ain't nothing gonna bother me, man.
You're right. All right. So I've got my next little addition to the today's Home Sweet Home. It involves another video from an isolated artist, right, in his house. And you brought up Paul Stanley last time, okay? Dude, I'm hooked. So the one that he did this past weekend, his quarantine video or whatever, was so cool. And here's the thing: everybody's doing it different ways. All right, some
Sure.
some are virtual concerts, some are
Some are like taking
storytelling
requests.
Yeah, they're taking requests. I mean, there's different ways to do this. And the way Paul Stanley did this last one was he said, "Look, I'm not going to sit here and give a concert in my studio here at my place. I'm just not going to do that." He goes, "I just want to hang. I just want to hang with you. I'm going to play some riffs. I'll tell some stories." Dorsey, as a Kiss fan, and look, he didn't play rock and roll all night. You know what I mean?
Right.
He didn't play Detroit Rock City. I mean, I couldn't tell you how cool it was for him to start off with Making Love and just playing that riff. And then the Hotter Than Hell, and then got to choose, told the story about Electric Ladyland and all the different artists and where he got the, the drive and the motivation and how he wrote Got to Choose. And just to hear those riffs played like that, did you not think that was just the most, as a Kiss fan, that was the most badass thing that I've seen so far?
When he's like, well, go ahead and sing along. You can sing along.
Yeah, man, that was so cool.
Who didn't sing along? Come on.
I was singing, but I can't wait for the next Paul Stanley video. So, I was just kind of sticking with a local vibe there, but now as these national artists keep doing it,
we got to get on there. Got to get on there and comment to see if he'll play Tonight You Belong to Me.
It's on my to-do list. Okay. It's on my to-do list. I'm gonna do it. But that last one was so cool. Making Love is just what a great riff. So, all right, your turn, Doris. What do you got?
All right, so you're way more familiar with this show than I was because I was too young to watch it. But Headbangers Ball, okay? I know you're very familiar with it.
Like
I randomly came across a video of Pearl Jam on Headbangers Ball.
Yeah,
and it was Eddie Vedder and Mike McCready, and it was right when 10 came out, the first record, and it was just awkward.
Well, yeah, dude.
Well, because I don't think Ricky, because I know Ricky's the host. Right. I think he still tried to communicate with the Seattle guys like he did the Sunset Strip guys.
Yeah,
and it just didn't work.
No. And you and I have talked before about, how Kurt wore a dress because he thought it was a ball.
Yeah.
And, and all that stuff. I mean, what a weird time. It was a weird time, Doris. I mean, it was a transition.
The in-between time.
Yeah, and some of those artists were getting played, like the Alice in Chains and stuff. They were getting played on Headbangers Ball. I mean, Nirvana, because you didn't have a name for it yet. I mean, it was just harder rock, almost a punk element to some of it, obviously with the Nirvanas and stuff. But I mean, you couldn't categorize it. I mean, so we've talked about this before, but I mean, Alice in Chains was on the Clash of the Titans tour with Slayer and Megadeth and Anthrax, but yeah, some of these bands would come on Headbangers Ball. It was weird, Doris. It was really, really strange.
But during the Sunset Strip era, Headbangers Ball, Ricky was cool, right? Or did the guys still?
Yeah, Ricky was cooler. Let me just say this, and for the guys my age who grew up watching that show, Ricky was cooler because he was hip to the whole thing. He was a Sunset Strip guy, and before that, they had this guy named Adam Curry, I think, and he had like this. He looked like he was in a like he would have been an Aha or something like that.
Okay.
He was not a. He wasn't a headbanger. He had a frosted denim. It was just a bad thing. And guy knew his music, but you just knew that he was kind of out of his element. So when Ricky came in, and Ricky and then Tammy Down had the club there on the Sunset Strip. I mean, he knew the people. Now still, like, the Sunset Strip guys were cool to Ricky and stuff. But now the harder, because you got to remember, on that show, they would have Sunset Strip videos, but then they would also have the whole thrash scene. So you were getting the Megadeth videos, the Metallica videos, and stuff like that. So Dave Mustaine, you thought McCready, you thought Cobain, and you thought those guys were hard on Ricky Rackman. Dude, Mustaine, it's legendary how Mustaine would give him such a hard time, to the point where Ricky almost was like, look like he was going to cry. And
you feel bad for him.
Mustaine was such a dick to me and all this stuff. So,
well, those guys weren't dicks, but like they were obviously like making, like, Eddie and McCready, they're both nice guys. So it was just awkward. It wasn't they weren't making fun of him or anything. But when Kurt and Chris Novoselic were on there, they were like dripping in sarcasm.
How can the guys from that scene go on a show that also plays Poison Fallen Angel? You know what I mean? So
I'm sure the labels made them do it.
Right. Well, they still, because like they didn't have a home yet. I mean, were they going to stick them? Because you had Headbangers Ball, you had Yo MTV Raps, and for the alternative kids, you had 120 Minutes, and those were the three like longer format programs. Shows, that you would get. So it was a weird time. But I guess I don't want to sound like I was bashing on Ricky Rackman, because I'm not. I mean, I like Ricky a lot, and I still follow him, and he does a lot of great work on it he rides for charity on his motorcycle and stuff across the country. I like Ricky, but it was he took some abuse from some guys. Some guys were cool to him and some weren't. And then when they tried to get the grunge dudes on there during that whole transition, like you said, it was just oof. It was awkward.
It was
super
very
awkward,
strange.
Man. Yeah. So
well, let me wrap this up real quick by going back and talking about how, our last episode, I was wishing that Eddie Vedder would step up and do one of these living room concerts, and he's going to do that. He's going to do it. It's part of a big one that they're doing on ABC. So there's a bunch of people involved, and that's coming up on April 18th.
18th, okay.
8:00.
Cool.
ABC.
So,
and I'm sure
if there's other people on there, we're just going to get like one song.
What does he do? Okay. You want to take bets?
He needs to still kind of, but that's not his style to come on and just kind of do what Paul does, or right? That's not his thing to come on and just kind of do a private show.
Who? Eddie?
Eddie.
No, he hasn't done anything. This will be the first thing that he's done.
He's going to do one song like Grohl did.
What song do you think he'll do?
He's going to do something you've never heard.
You think so?
It's either that or he'll play something off the new record, maybe.
If I had to guess,
see him doing a cover. I see him doing a cover of something. Right?
A cover. Yes, that's a good choice. If I have to guess at one Pearl Jam song he might do that's fitting, he might do Just Breathe.
Well,
I don't know.
Tune. That's a great
but
tune.
I guess in the wrong context.
So yeah.
Maybe that doesn't work.
Right. Maybe, yeah. Well.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
No. Okay, who knows? Who knows what he'll do? But I seriously think it'll be either a cover. Yeah, and it'll be something that you wouldn't even be thinking.
He'll do a Who song.
No. Nothing wrong with that. How we doing on time? Do I have time for another?
I don't know. I'm not timing us, but you do.
Okay, cool. So this week, all right? This week, and show your shirt there again, Doris. So you got your Guns N' Roses shirt on. So this week, 30 years ago, Steven Adler played his last gig with Guns N' Roses at Farm Aid. Okay, this was 30 years ago. It blows my mind that was that long ago. So that happened.
Wait a minute, Guns N' Roses played Farm Aid?
Yeah, so check this out. So
Is it because they were from Indiana?
So what's that?
Was it because they were from Indiana?
Because Axl. That's where Axl's from. Yeah.
And
So they play. It goes bad. It goes real bad because this is at the height of Steven's dependency. Okay. Then they go in the studio to record Civil War, one of our favorite Guns N' Roses songs. Okay. And I believe, I don't have my notes on that, but I believe that was for, of course it appeared on Use Your Illusion, but it was for like a Romanian, like kids who were like in trouble or something. I forget, but it was a soundtrack. It was a benefit. Okay. But I think it was for Romanian kids. So they did like 30 takes and they just couldn't get it right. He just was out of his mind. They kick him out. All right. That happened 30 years ago this week. So also this week is Izzy Stradlin's 58th birthday. Okay. Who loves Slash more than this guy, right?
I know.
We love Axl. Duff, I've got his book up there. I love those guys. But and Use Your Illusion those were great records, both of them. But they weren't Appetite.
No, it was different, very different.
Very, very different. And you and I have had this discussion before, probably at a Walkabout Wednesday. But Adler's swing and just the swag that Izzy Stradlin brought to them, two key parts of that band. And I don't think they ever, nothing against Sorum and nothing against any of the other cats that they've had in the band, but Adler was such a big part of that first record. And I think we realize that yes, Axl and Slash, Duff can write great songs, but what Izzy brought to the band was just something completely different, and what made it so special with Appetite for Destruction. So there you go. There's some Guns N' Roses tidbits for you, Doris. But 30 years ago was Adler's last gig, and he didn't come back and play. And this is when I'm super jealous of you.
Yeah,
okay?
It was in Cincinnati.
It was in Cincinnati when he came back, and you guys were at that show.
Yeah, because we went to the one in Cleveland, but I went to the one in Cincinnati.
You, me, and Doug went to that. Doug Risher.
We did a bus trip down to the one in Cincy, though.
Yeah. Dang it.
The night train. We took the night train.
I know, dude. I know. And you both were calling me. I was I was a little pissed, but that's cool, dude. And it was cool that it was there in Cincinnati when Adler came back. So,
all right. So before we close, I can't let you out of here without letting you get all riled up here about Sammy Hagar and what he's talking about with Van Halen.
Did you catch that? Why would you? This has been such a good show. So I guess he was on Trunk, and it was him and Michael Anthony, and he's basically saying, "Don't blame me for Eddie taking over with the synthesizers." Okay, he's saying, "Look, I'm a guitar guy. I always wanted to keep the guitar, but Eddie was writing great music on the keyboard and the piano." And I did what Eddie was doing at that time. He said, "Don't blame me for that."
Is that a thing? Do people blame him? Do people say he's the reason?
I don't get it. And I guess that's what irks me.
I'll blame him for that stupid, 3-person walk across the stage, walk like an Egyptian thing. I will blame Sam. Yeah, I can't stand that.
Isn't that the worst? Isn't that the worst? So, okay. So here we go. Here's my thing. God, Dorsey, this was such a productive show. We were doing so good. And then you throw that at me. This dude, he talks more about this stuff and maybe Trunk. I just saw the excerpts. I just saw, so everyone's going, back off, Trunk's the one that brought it up. He talks more about this than the brothers, more than Michael, more than Dave. He constantly just let it go, man. Let it go.
But you don't think for a minute that Sammy knows what he's doing? He knows that the Van Halen is the headline that will pull people in to help him promote whatever his latest project is.
But it's like if the legacy of Van Hagar is so damn good, let it stand on its own. Shut up. Just shut up about it. And quite honestly, and I'm the same way with Dave. When Dave has said crap about Ed, at this point with Ed's health, everyone just shut up about it.
It's over.
It's over, man. Let's let Ed be healthy, especially in this climate. I just want him to be safe. Let's just shut up about it. I'm just over it. It seems like Sammy he chirps about this more than any of the other guys. So, but anyway, he was on Trunk and he was talking about that. But dude, they were using, have you not heard of Jump?
Right.
Red Rocker?
Exactly.
I mean, they were doing this before, Jump was a pretty big hit.
Right.
All right, Sammy? So anyway, thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate that.
What about I'll Wait?
Right. And how floored were we when we found out, and Dan Orr was the same way. I'm going to throw Dan's name out there too. When we found out that Michael McDonald wrote that song with David Lee Roth, and it still blows my mind. And I love, how much do we love I'll Wait?
That's a great song.
Nothing against Michael McDonald. I just didn't think that would be a cat that would write a song with David Lee Roth, but who knows? So did you hear that story about Sam talking about, have you seen that online? Did you see where he was talking about the synthesizer, or, the little keyboard thing?
I read a little bit of it.
What was your take, man? I mean, you don't have a dog in it. I mean, you don't care. I mean, you kind of side with me a little bit when it comes to the eras, but I mean,
okay, but here's the thing. I don't have a dog, but I guarantee you I've never listened. Dude, I've never even listened to anything after David Lee Roth was not in the band. I can't stand it.
Okay, fair enough.
To me, Van Halen didn't exist once Dave was gone. Like, seriously, that's where it stops for me.
Oh, good stuff, Dorsey. Good stuff. All right, until next weekend, we might think about doing a weekend show. Maybe not this weekend, but down the line, maybe.
Sure.
We'll let people know when it's going to happen, right?
Yeah, we'll get another one up. Like I said, the reviews have been good so far, but you never know.
We'll see. I can't believe that. There's got to be one person on there. You can't go to a Facebook post or a Twitter post. Here's my thing now. And try this at home, folks. This is something. When you see somebody post something, okay, I try to guess what's going to be the most smart-ass comment on there and see if I get it right. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at either the picture they're using in the story or just anything. But I always try to guess who's going to be the turd in there and say something smart ass. And it's, I don't know, maybe somebody will say it to me.
Never fails.
Somebody will say, hey, why don't you marry Under Lock and Key if you love it so much, Archie? No, I don't know what they would say. You see, it's over there. So it's a good one, Doris. I think this is a wrap, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. So we'll get this thing all put together and
cool, man.
We'll get to work on the next one and get it loaded up and posted, and we'll see what happens.
There you go. All right. So just, stay safe, stay home, stay frosty. Till the next one.
All right. See you.